Hello, everyone. My name is Robert. I live in San Angelo, Texas. This is July of 2018. I just turned 56 and I have myasthenia gravis. I hope this video is encouraging for you and gives you some practical tips for recovery from a myasthenia crisis. I'm about 3 weeks after my crisis, so I'm in recovery. So if you're in that, you can relate to that. If you've not had a crisis, perhaps experiencing some symptoms, I would say obviously see a neurologist immediately, get a good medication regime, and hopefully you'll never have to go through it. But if you do, I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be very fun. But the good news is you're going to come through it and you will get better. My crisis was pretty severe. 21 nights in the hospital, 8 in ICU. I was intubated for 48 hours. I had a breathing tube in my nose. If I did my technology right, you'll see a picture there on the screen. It's my wife on my right, my daughter on my left. We have 2 daughters and a son. And so they were there by my side during the whole time. But the good news is I did get better, and I did get through it, and you will too. My number one tip for recovering from a crisis is attitude is everything. Are you an optimist or a pessimist? You get to choose. So there is a direct link between an optimistic attitude and your health outlook. You can, oh man, this sucks. This disease, I can't believe this happened to me, and I've got to go through this, and the medicine's not taking effect, and this is so slow. Or you can say, you know what? I'm grateful to be alive. We have an autoimmune disease that just a few generations ago would have been fatal for many people, but now we can recover from it and live a normal life compared to something, say, like Lou Gehrig's, which is strictly progressive. So I feel very lucky in that regard. So again, your outlook is everything, positive or negative. The words that you say about yourself do and will have an effect on your health outcome. So again, stay positive. Number 2, this is a process and it is slow. You are on a cruise ship that has to do a 180 in a very small harbor as your immune system rebuilds itself. So that's okay to go slow. That would be number 3, all caps, by the way, GOSLOW. You get the idea. You're going to have to go slow because your brain is going to want to go faster than your body, which takes me to number 4. You need to listen to your body. When I got out of the hospital, it's like, I'm ready to go back to work. You know, my brain's wired to just go. Maybe I'm kind of a workaholic or ADHD. I don't know. You may be like me. But your body's saying, hold on a minute. You're not ready. And I had to teach myself to rest. You need to do the same thing. Rest is very important. And so I'm listening to my body because my brain wants to go faster than my body. And you've got to teach yourself to rest, and it's okay because that's how you're going to get better. Now, yes, I have therapy and exercises and things that the doctors tell me to do, which leads me to number 5. You need to follow those orders strictly and take your meds religiously. You don't have to be anal about it. If you take it at 9 one day and 9:15 the next day, don't freak out about it. But it's important. I know it's a snowflake disease, and they probably will modify it some because it's going to vary. We probably all are on some of the same meds, but it's okay to modify it some. Talk to your doctor about it. But again, follow their directions because the medicines work and they're going to help you. So again, follow those religiously. Let's talk about help. You're going to have a lot of people. This is number 6. Accept help. Even if it's not really what you want or not really what you need, accept it, because the times you do need it, they're going to be there for you. You may get food when you don't need it. You may get some crazy diet book. That's okay. People might pray for you and you don't want it. You don't feel it. So accept it all politely and say thank you. Now, to balance that out, go to number 7, and that would be it's okay to say no. My wife was a great advocate for me in the hospital, and we kind of had a 3-minute rule in ICU because I was too fatigued, and I made the mistake of letting people in, and they talked for an hour, and it was really stressing me out. So we took 3 minutes. If somebody came to see me, I wanted them to peek their head in, and I wanted to say hi because they made the attempt to see me, but they peeked their head in, they say hi, and they left, and they understood. And a great excuse to use is your immune system is affected. And so if you don't want to see Uncle Bob and his 16 cats because he swears you need to come over and visit, don't. Tell them, you know, my immune system is affected and I really don't want to be around animals, and that's okay. So I live in the same town with my grandkids. I've had to cut down 90% of my visits with my grandkids. I'm kind of sad about that, but you know, I'm okay because it's stressful. little kids running around and who knows where they've been. So it's okay to say no and set parameters. Guests will understand that, but you certainly want to accept their help at the same time. So you want to balance it. I want to go back to the meds real quick. One thing on the meds that's helped me, I want to show this little chart here. I wrote everything down on a whiteboard, and I simply just put the meds down permanently, and then I erased the times every day, and I just wrote down the time that I took the meds. You might have a better memory than I do, but this certainly helped me regulate it every day to make sure that I got the meds taken every day. So of course, remember, just to review real quick, your attitude is everything. This is a process. It's slow. You're listening to your body. You're following your doctor's orders. You're also kind of finding the balance between visitors, and that's number 6 and 7. Number 8 is one step at a time. Man, this is so important. It's like you're climbing up the Empire State Building stairwell, not one flight steps a day, but one step per day. And you might make a little gains. You might take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. My personal effects from the crisis were I began with double vision, became very severe. And then suddenly I couldn't chew anything. And then I had trouble speaking. And then, I had a droopy eyelid. And then I had trouble swallowing and spitting and breathing. And then I went off the cliff. And that's when I hit my crisis. And those are coming back. But as I regain something and make a little breakthrough, I suddenly want to floor it. I could barely get down 2 ounces of pudding when I came home from the hospital. Now I can eat some regular foods. Am I ready for a good old Texas ribeye and baked potato? No, because I have to listen to my body. I've got to go one step at a time and rejoice in the little steps that I've made along the way. And so that's why it's very important that you don't just floor it and you don't just start bounding up 3 flights of stairs at a time. You take that little breakthrough and you build upon it and you enjoy it. But again, you go one step at a time wherever you are in your crisis and however it affected you. For me, again, it was all the bulbar muscles. This goes to number 9. You need to learn as much as possible. The one website you need to have bookmarked is the MGFA, Myasthenia Crisis Foundation of America. It's a great resource. I try and go there daily. You've got videos, all sorts of health tips and eating, etc. So, plus it has a lot of support groups. I'm going to have to drive 3 hours to San Antonio for a support group, but I'm going to do it because you're going to basically acquire an entirely new family. People you may not ever meet, may not have anything in common with, but that's okay. You're going to have a kindred spirit in the fact that you have MG, and it's good to reach out to them, connect with them, and help each other. So again, learn as much about your illness, especially when it comes to listening to your body. I know a lot about acetylcholine receptor inhibitors. Didn't know anything about that. I'm just scratching the surface, but it helps. Yes, I trust my doctors, but I also want to know so I can, you're the only person that's going to know your body as well as you. So it's important to learn about the disease, and that also can give you some good conversations with your doctor about medication. So learn everything you can. Develop a network of fellow MG travelers and give. Give to the MG Foundation. Give to other charities because obviously the more you give, the more you're going to get back. And then finally, number 10 is you're going to have a new normal. Your old life is gone. I used to jog and run half marathons, and I went to the gym and I was working out, HIIT training, weights. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. But you know what? I think life's going to be better because when you hit the bottom floor, like I did physically, you also hit the bottom floor emotionally, and you come kind of tender-hearted. And you have conversations that you perhaps never had before with family members in a better way. My wife and I have had some candid conversations that's strengthened our relationship. My Christian faith has been sort of reignited, and that's been a wonderful thing. Prayer, those things have changed my life. People that have come out of an MG said, you know what, my life has more meaning now to it. I'm doing something completely different that I never thought I would do before. Now, you might be doing the same thing. I'm probably going to be doing pretty much some of the same vocation when I go back, but it's going to be better in the long run because some of the junk that you're dealing with before just is not as important. So that's a good thing. You're going to come out on this different, but it's a brand new normal. It may take me a year or so for the medication. I'm continuing IVIG, and maybe you have to continue plasmapheresis. It takes a while for your immune system to rebuild. Remember that ship is turning around. So it may take some time. So your new normal, it's going to be new, but I think it can be better. Now, I love movies. I'm going to give you a recommendation. The title is Regarding Henry. Came out in the 90s, had Harrison Ford. It's worth the watch. When you watch it, you're going to get it. You know exactly where I'm coming from. Here's a man that went through a physical trial, came out better on the other side because of the things how that affected him. And I think the same thing can be true for you. So let's review quickly the 10 things. Of course, number one is you're going to get better. That's really not a tip, but you are going to get better. Hopefully that's the encouragement. But your attitude is everything. It's a process. Go slow. Make sure you listen to your body. Follow your doctor's orders. Make sure you find the balance of accepting help and setting parameters for your visitors. One step at a time, my friend. One step at a time, and rejoice in that. Learn everything you can about your illness. Give to MG, other sources, and remember, there is a new normal. And my prayer for you is that your new normal is a better normal, and I really believe it can for you. Now I'm going to show you one more thing before I go, because you've probably been looking at that little picture frame. Since I live in West Texas, San Angelo, that is a picture for West Texas sunset. Kenneth White is the artist. I love this drawing. So I'll leave you something a little better looking than myself. If I did my technology, my email address is up there, rrumpf@me.com. My first name is Robert. My last name is Rumpf. So first initial, last name, RRUMPH at me.com is my email address. If you have MG, email me. I'd love to hear from you and join the family of myasthenics like myself. And I wish you all the best and be blessed. Thank you. Have a great day.